In this video, we're going to talk about how to fit 285 75 by 16 onto a 3rd gen 4runner and have it not rub or snag anything. First thing you're going to want to do is get yourself some upper control arms, and these help with caster. You're going to end up pushing the tire this way away from your firewall and your body, and that's the goal, is to get it as far this way as possible. Okay, you're gonna want to lift, but the lift, a lot of people think the lift is what clears tires, and in a way it does, but the right way to clear tires is by actually clearancing and getting the right things for it and doing your alignment, things like that. Alignment is the most critical thing for tire clearance, and then at some point you just run out of real world space and you have to make space. We had to do that here too, and I'll show you. Next thing is you're going to want to have a decent offset wheels and possibly spacers in order to have space between the upper control arm and your tire, as 285s are wider and the top part of the tire may not be the widest part. You want to check a little bit lower, make sure you're still clearing your ball joint over here. And as you can see, I have like 3 fingers and like almost 4 fingers, and I could easily fit 4 fingers here at the top. So that's really good. You don't need it that much, but at least you'd want to have a decent amount of clearance. Some guys will run it to where it's like that close. Not my comfort's way too close. It's better to have a little bit more space. So if your wheels don't have an aggressive enough offset, then you're gonna have to get spacers. And in my case, my wheels have, I believe it's like a +6, so then I ended up adding 1.25 inch spacers that help push that out a little bit, plus it gives it a better look. Then the next thing you're gonna want to do is, and it depends on the kind of tire you get too, not all 285s are created equal. LTs tend to run a little bit bigger, I believe, than like P-rated ones, and this tire is a Toyo Open Country RT Trail. It's a new rough terrain tire, and it has pretty aggressive lugs up here on the outer, almost like mud terrain. It's a large tire. It's a large 285. It runs 32.8. The next thing, if you're at a tire shop and you haven't prepped for this, and this is exactly what happened to me, I was hoping to clear it, and you're gonna want to bring a sledgehammer, a 3-pound sledgehammer. If not, then you're gonna want to borrow their sledgehammer. Hopefully they have it, and they let me borrow theirs. So from this point here, well, first you're gonna need a razor blade, so you're gonna want to cut your plastic something like this. Okay, there's gonna be a little tab here. You're gonna want to pop that out, and you want to take the hammer, the sledge, and you want to beat this part inward, up, right there, so it's out of the way. I have a rock slider that terminates here. I leveled, pretty much made it even with that, knowing that at some point I will get larger tires, so I kept that in mind. This is going to be sticking out, so you're going to want to push this part in. You're going to want to cut that plastic like down through here, and then you're going to want to, if you're limited, you're going to want to cut your limited fender like this at an angle also, to give it some clearance so it doesn't snag on your plastics. Then you're going to want to take your sledge, and since the difference between prepping for this and not prepping for it is when you prep for it, you cut lines, notches into it, so when you hit it with the sledge it's easier. So you're going to want to hit that way, so towards the frame. You're going to want to beat it in that way. Prior to doing this, we were like right around here, and the plastic had like a little weird mold, inverted dent in it that was sticking out. So it was snagging only on that. And we went all the way back to this to give it enough clearance, so when I go off-roading, it, you know, clears it fine. This is all I did for my 285 75 16, and they fit fine at full lock, you know, back and forth. I'll start the truck right now and we'll turn the wheel and we'll check it out. Here's the passenger side right there. So on this side, you just pound it that way towards the frame. Again, bend it over and just keep hitting it. Push this up and you're good. You just paint it. The sledge ended up removing some paint from the sheet metal, and so I just hit it with some enamel paint that I had laying around. There it is. It's all done, and I'm gonna fire her up and we're gonna turn it and see how much space we have. See, I got space in my rod slider, almost 2 fingers here, 2 fingers. Should be okay. Alright, go look at the other side. Got plenty of space on this side. I'm going to turn it like that. Alright, well there you guys have it. You could see that they fit. I got 4 fingers space just sitting in the worst case possible. So we're good. They're in. 285. 285, 75, 16. As far as the rear goes, if anybody's wondering, we're just running Old Man Emu 2890 spring and we're 1.25" spacer to poke these out a little bit, and they fit just fine. Alright guys, well thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one. Take care.